20. McGoldrick turns it up, and here they come for the green. McGoldrick, Fafert, Kimball, Sontag, and Collins, your top 5. McGoldrick will bring him around to complete lap 9 with the lead. Fafert and Kimball, then Sontag and Collins. Halfway, at the halfway mark, no change in the top 5, although it looks like it's going to shortly. Michelle Lay pulls the 45 down, having trouble with that car right now. Here's the challenge for second spot as Kimball slides inside Fafert. They make contact, and Kimball goes sliding to the infield after the contact with the A4. He's trying to get it restarted. He's not going to get a caution here. 13 and A4 battling for the spot now, and 13 takes over second spot. Cluster of cars coming off at turn 4. Contact again with the 45 and the 47. The sisters hit each other, and the 47 slides into the wall. Caution is out. Sontag had a couple. McGoldrick's had one. Here they come. Here's the green. We're back at it again. Sontag trying to swing out wide, but Goldrick gets ahead of him down the chute. Goldrick, Sontag, Fafert. Top 3. Joe Collins throws it down into turn 2, trying to get underneath the Fafert machine. Chris Lawrence coming on. Joe Collins going for third. Sontag goes wide, so does McGoldrick. 6 to go. Look out, here comes Stephanie. Gets it straightened out, puts it back in gear. Challenge on the outside. McGoldrick down low, Sontag up high. These guys are cranking it for a bunch of 12, 13, 14-year-olds. Cameron Sontag trying the outside again. McGoldrick needs to go low to get the advantage off of turn 2, and he does. Sontag looking for some inside racing room. Here he comes, down into the corner. McGoldrick gets the nose down. Sontag can't slide underneath. There are 3 to go. McGoldrick, Sontag, Collins have separated themselves now from the rest of the field. It's going to be a 3-car battle down to the checkered flag. Sontag looks inside again. 2 laps to go as they cross the stripe. McGoldrick shuts the door. They have radios, but only to the tower here. No mirrors. Look out. There goes Stephanie again. She's down and out of the way. There won't be any caution this time. And Haley Guy ducks out of the way as the leaders come through. Sontag underneath with a lap to go. Takes over the lead. And Collins slides inside on the backstretch. And everybody buttons up. Now the battle comes down to it. Trouble with a 27 goes way high. Sontag gets a win. McGoldrick second. Monahan third. Fourth belongs to Chris Lawrence, and Justin Fafert hangs on for 5th place. So Cameron Sontag back in the victory lane. Joe Collins, car wouldn't turn. 50-50 raffle tonight. Could be some money you could use to spend up at Loudon next week, or school shopping, or spoiling yourself. Girls are making a pass through the grandstands right now. Will be for about the entire qualifying period. Right now, let's get ready to go. Green flag coming out now for the New England race trucks. Jumping quickly into the lead into 5, Pete Kerr. Off turn 2, Carell comes up on his bumper. Lindemann charges through, and they leave Glenn Knoll and Dwayne Knoll toward the back. Dwayne's having a heck of a time. He's been the big winner here this year. Dwayne drops to the rear of the field right now. On their way, Carell takes the lead on the backstretch. Carell with Lindemann. Kerr drops to third. Lafo comes up to fourth. Now Dwayne Knoll sweeps by his brother, moves into fifth spot. As they get a feel for the track, get some heat built into the tires. Down the backstretch, Carell and Lindemann pull away. Coming up to give Knoll a little competition here later on. Lafo gets a tap in the bumper and ends up sliding up turn 3. And speaking of sliding, the 72 does that coming off the corner. At the halfway point, coming up here. Lap 5, right, check that, lap 4. Carell and Lindemann looks inside. Both of them slide up the banking out to the fence. Dive low into turn 3. Carell goes high. Lindemann finds the bottom of the racetrack. Takes the lead at the stripe. Andy Lindemann has not been here all season. Finally comes back out, loses it on the bottom of lap track, turn 2. He'll try to keep it down there with 2 to go. Coming off the corner, Carell and Lindemann. Ford and Chevy going at it right now for the lead. Glenn Knoll coming up in the 2, Dwayne Knoll rather. White flag is out. Lindemann and Carell at the line. Carell by a bumper. Back to the high side of turn 2. Lindemann's down low, hanging tough. Coming down for the checkers now. Off the turn, they both get sideways. Carell goes all the way around. Lindemann takes the win. Knoll moves up. Lafo goes to third. Knoll fourth. Kerr fifth. And Carell still working his way out of the bushes there in turn 4 to come cross the stripe in 6th. Running hard side by side. These loosen up real fast when you're getting on the gas. Starting in the 15 from Swansea, New Hampshire, the WR Painting Cavalier, Chris McTaggart. Next to him in the 66 from Winchester, New Hampshire, another Honda from Finish Line Auto Wholesalers. And in the other 66, that will be Rich Fournier from Warwick, Mass. in the third Finish Line machine. Green is out. Here they come. McKnight in that borrowed 76 ride, at least we think it's still borrowed, jumping right out in front. Louis Mayer gets a little sideways, and Joey Rogers slides right up into second spot, sits on the Whitty bumper, looking for an inside move. The only Volkswagen in the field these days, still trying to make it work. Everybody starts to bunch up. A pair of Hondas chasing the Cavaliers, the Mustangs, and the Volkswagens. Another Cavalier trailing and a Toyota at the back. Working lap 3 right now. McKnight, Rogers, McTaggart, then Stebbins, Mayer, and Fournier. Everybody staying in single file, coming up to the halfway mark now. Off the corner they come. Rogers looks low. McKnight shuts the door. McTaggart trying to go to the high side now, trying to find a little room up there. Then he swaps lanes, but looks inside, and there's the 66. A little love tap going into 3. Doesn't upset Rogers at all. Off the corner they come. McKnight, Rogers, McTaggart. Now Stebbins goes to the high side. Runs well out there. Let's see what he can do with it. He gets to the outside of McTaggart. Picks him off down the backstretch. 2 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Stebbins up on the outside now, trying to go to third spot. Into turn 1 they go. Stebbins slides it high into third. Around Rogers on the outside. McTaggart still on top. Stebbins looking at second spot with a lap to go. Off the corner they come. He gets by the 3, takes over second. Rogers goes to third. McTaggart slips back to fourth. Fournier sits in fifth. McTaggart still trying to get Joey Rogers out of the way and pick up a spot. McKnight slips up to the stripe. It's Stebbins for the win. McKnight second. Rogers hangs in third. McTaggart to fourth. Fifth belongs to the 66 for Rich Fournier and DJ Lizelle rounds out the field. And into 04 from Westminster, Massachusetts, that'll be Bill Fayford in the Central Mass Tree Mustang. 8 laps, second round of qualifying for the mini stocks. 5 cars make the transfer. Here they come. Beth trying to come up from the back, but it's Julia who jumps out in front around Pomasco. JT Cloutier not holding back. The high school freshman charges to the outside to see if he can grab second off the corner. Not quite there. Julia Raymond on top with Pomasco, Cloutier, Rivette, and Adams. Chapdelaine and Fayford. Julia cranks it off at turn 4 and leads lap 2. Raymond stretching her lead out, but Cloutier finally clears Pomasco. He'll take it down into turn 3, stays up in the second groove. Pomasco slips back on the inside, but Cloutier keeps up the speed. He'll take over second going into 1. Almost got tapped by the 71. Halfway coming up, Julia Raymond on a tear. Cloutier second clearly now. Pomasco, Rivette, and Adams. Chapdelaine and Fayford. Rivette trying to crank it up and move into third spot on the outside of the 71. May have a shot at it with 3 laps to go. Looks inside the 71, goes back to the outside. 2 laps left for Julia Raymond. JT Cloutier, Eric Pomasco, Rivette, Adams, Chapdelaine, and Fayford. White flag coming up. Doesn't look like anyone's going to have a shot at making a move. Rivette comes at Pomasco hard. Really tries to crank it up down the front chute this time. Looks to the outside. He protects the inside. No one's going to make the pass there. Julia Raymond's going to come off turn 4, take the checkered flag to win this qualifier. Cloutier second, Pomasco third, Rivette and Adams 4 and 5. 6 belongs to Chapdelaine, and the 04 of Bill Fayford rounds out the field. So it's Raymond, Cloutier, Pomasco, Rivette, and Adams, your top 5 qualifiers in the mini stock second round. First round for Leary and Johnston will bring him to the checkers. Check that, to the green. Hager and Carey, McDonald and Stange. 3 rookies and 3 veterans out here as the green comes out. And it's the veteran Johnston who jumps to the front. Leary tries to come back on the inside, can't quite make that pass. Johnston cranks it up down the backstretch and takes the lead. Leary drifts way high, forces Carey out to the wall, not on purpose, but that's where he was found himself. Carey looks inside this time and follows Hager. It's Johnston. Hager now in second. Carey to third. Leary fourth. Stange fifth, and McDonald in the 6th spot. Carey moves easily into second spot. Almost can't quite do it. Sticks the nose down there. Hager's a veteran, shuts the door on him, doesn't let him inside. Stange moves up on side of Leary now. Dennis Stange powers the 44 into 4th. At the halfway point, it's Johnston with a clear lead. Carey tapping on the bumper of Hager. Hager came down late in the season, trying to make a mark here at Monadnock. Probably going to be his home track next year. Johnston, Hager, Carey, and Stange. Those are the qualified cars right now. Leary and McDonald, the rookies, sitting at the back of the field. 2 laps to go this time. Bill Johnston challenged for second spot. Hager and Carey at the line. It's going to be the computer that tells the difference, but Carey's got the edge coming off at 2 and takes over the second spot. White flag in the air now. Johnston way out there. Carey cranking it up. Hager hanging tough. And right behind him is Stange. Mike pulls out the checkered flag and waves it over Bill Johnston for the win. Tom Carey the third, second. Robert Hager third, and the fourth qualifier will be Dennis Stange. And in the 13, from Newport, New Hampshire, Leo Martin in a Monte Carlo. 6 cars, 4 slots up for grabs, 8 laps the distance. Here they come. Everybody's slipping and sliding coming through turn 4. Shepard gets the edge, but going into turn 1 on the outside, it's Josh Wood who just rockets down the backstretch. Woods has found the way around this racetrack in a short period of time, and he's laying it on. Shepard holding on to second. Lavoie trying to get loose. He's got to run down the 51. John Lavoie riding the high groove off the corner. And he will slide into second spot in turn 2. On the outside, John Lavoie now has to make up a half a straightaway to run down Josh Wood. Wood's got it laid right out there. And Lavoie is pushing hard to run him down, but he hasn't gained much yet. 3 seconds behind right now at the halfway point. And Lavoie is still running hard to run him down. Lescourt not able to get around the 43 of Dana Shepard. Springer and Martin sitting back there in 5 and 6. They're in the field, they're just starting at the back. Lavoie's picked up a second with 2 laps to go. He's got to pick up 2 more to catch Woods. It'll be different in the feature. It's 25 laps and there'll be a whole field out there. John Lavoie pushing hard to run Woods down with the white flag coming out. Swings it off the corner. Keeps the car on the track and doesn't let it slip and slide. Martin and Springer fighting at the back of the field. Shepard's going to have third. Checkered flags in the air. It's going to be Josh Woods who rolls in for the victory. Then it's Lavoie, Shepard, and Lescourt, 3 and 4. 5th place belongs to the 13 of Leo Martin, who comes on strong at the end. In Springer's defense, they were doing a lot of work on that car after practice today to try to get something right in the rear end. New Hampshire, the Randy and Martha Markwell Monte Carlo for Craig Smith in the 71 from Hinsdale, Massachusetts, the Strebel Trucking Pontiac for Dave Strebel. Our erstwhile champion in the 29, Eddie Brio III from Baldwinville, Mass. And in the 26, returning to Monadnock Speedway, Chris Curtis from Rutland, Mass. and the TowBandit.com Monte Carlo. 8 laps. It's Craig Smith with the edge coming off of turn 4. Nancy Muni sneaking up on the inside, but Smith will lead lap 1. Craig Smith won on opening day and has struggled the rest of the season to get a top 5 finish. Smith and Brio, Muni. Then it's going to be Curtis and Strebel. Eddie Brio III, the only clear-cut champion after tonight, knowing if he doesn't finish, we'll get enough points to catch him. He's trying to catch Craig Smith right now and take the win in this qualifier. Eddie Brio III behind Craig Smith. Chris Curtis has moved into 3rd spot. Dave Strebel dives hard into 4, gets it sideways, gets back on the gas, and takes over 4th at the halfway point. Brio now inside Smith. Eddie Brio powers the Brio chassis 29 to the lead off of turn 4 and down the front chute. Eddie the third clearly on top now. Smith running second, Curtis running third. 2 laps left. top three, certainly the second and third places, are not settled yet. Smith holds the low line to protect the inside. You can hear the 71 being a little loose in the corners. Brio comes down for the white flag. 1 to go. Craig Smith protecting the inside from Curtis, who would really like to slide inside. Doesn't seem to have an outside game right now. Checkered flag is in the air. It's going to be Eddie Brio III for the win. Craig Smith, Chris Curtis, Dave Strebel, and Nancy Muni. 3 cars made the cut, so the third car making the transfer will be the 26 of Curtis. So the transfers will be 4, 4, and 3 in those heats. Brian Chapin and Alyssa Rivera. Steve Fifield, Tyler Jarvenpah, Matt Resnicki, and Brett Gagne. Here they come. Gagne catches a little piece of the 50 on the way by, but quickly catches up to the leaders as they all wiggle and squiggle going into turns 1 and 2. Chapin down low. Alyssa Rivera up on the high line, still keeping it up. Tough young lady trying to fight for a good spot in the finish. Fifield will get the edge coming off of turn 2, takes a low line off the corner and jumps a car length into second spot. Jarvenpah down at the bottom, fighting Rivera for third. Rivera can't go low, so Jarvenpah has the spot and Gagne follows him through. Jarvenpah into the second spot. Gagne fighting for fourth. Halfway now. Chapin, Fifield, Jarvenpah, Gagne, Rivera, and Resnicki. And Fifield's trying to chew away at the lead of the 44. Two laps to go. Does Fifield have enough to get around him? Can he find the space? 2 veteran drivers here, not necessarily veterans in modifieds, but veterans on this racetrack. Chapin looking good, gets on it hard coming off the corner, doesn't give Fifield a chance with a lap to go. Jarvenpah getting into the corner a little high, closes quickly on Fifield as they come down for the checkered flag. It's going to be Chapin, Fifield, the 22 of Jarvenpah, Gagne in the 87, and in the 5th spot, the 5A for Alyssa Rivera. Chapin, Fifield, Jarvenpah, Gagne, and Rivera, your top 5. Automotive Cavalier for Scott McMichael, currently chasing Bill Kimball for the state championship. Here they come. Leclerc gets a good start on the outside. Norton uncharacteristically loose coming off of turn 4, and Stebbins slides inside of him. But Norton corrects it pretty quickly. Stebbins stays to the outside. Norton has lots of room down inside, but has to fall in line. Adam Norton working the bottom of the racetrack. Eric Leclerc jumping out in front and running hard. Takes it up to the high groove. Everybody's going up high except Adams and Kendall. McMichael trying to get into the qualifying spot. The top 4 make the cut. The others start at the back of the qualified cars. And nobody's going low except Norton. Halfway coming up. Leclerc, Stebbins, Norton, Kendall, and McMichael. Trouble on the 23, and Zahensky better get it down out of the way because they are coming after him. Look out, Lordy. Did not signal he was going into the pits, and Leclerc got caught behind him, nearly got the back ripped off him. Norton goes into second. Stebbins your leader. Norton, Leclerc, and the bubble car right now is Joey Kendall. working down with 1 lap to go. Dan Stebbins, Adam Norton, Eric Leclerc, Joey Kendall, and Scott McMichael. Scott giving it a good run. He's got the speed on the chutes. Doesn't seem to want to turn for him. Checkered flag comes out. It's going to be Stebbins with a win in the 5. The 17 of Norton goes second. Third for Leclerc in the 84. The 4th and final qualifier is the 13 of Kendall, and McMichael rounds out the top 5. Three transfer, here they come. Dylan Boudreau brings them down, gingerly gets the green. Fighting the wheel a little bit as they start off the line. Look out, and Tom Carey takes it right down pit road. I don't know what that was all about. I don't think he planned to go down pit road, but that's where he went. That's a modified, not a Camping World Truck Series car. It's Carzello, Kimball, Boudreau, and Beckwith. And I don't know what Tom Carey, he was happy to be in the car, but it didn't turn left when he wanted it to. Carzello goes high, Kimball looks inside, here they come. No one wants to make contact, they want to get to the feature, and Kimball sweeps by. Halfway coming up, Bill Kimball, Keith Carzello, Dylan Boudreau, and Jeff Beckwith. Kimball now starting to stretch it out down the backstretch. 2 laps left. Bill Kimball will definitely qualify in the top 3. So will Carzello. 3rd qualifying spot is still up in the air with a lap and a half to go. White flag is out. And it looks like Dylan Boudreau slides it off turn 4. He should be able to hang on for the remaining 3/4 of a lap. Coming down for the checkered flag off turn 4. He'll capture the 3rd qualifying heat win. That's Bill Kimball with Keith Carzello 2nd. Dylan Boudreau 3rd and final qualifier. Jeff Beckwith is 4th, and Tom Carey comes back out to finish the race, but of course it's all over with now. So I think he just wants to say.